You've underestimated everything I've been through. I think you can't imagine all the things that I can do. Watch this.
Hello everyone. Today we're going to make a very well-loved favorite, mac and cheese. This is one of the most basic recipes, and yet can still have some challenges in getting it right. It is a cheap and easy meal. Currently I can get about 6 boxes for $4. There are some fancier types, such as spiral and animal-shaped pasta, creamy sauce packets instead of powder, as well as microwavable bowls. Even the cheese itself can have some options between classic flavor, original, sharp, and white cheddar. Then you have the options of regular versus deluxe, triple cheese, and I even saw one where they added cauliflower to the pasta, whatever that means or why. For the video, I will be going with the old school classic version. This is the one I was raised on. It happens to be the one I have. I'm telling you, having it on hand makes it so much easier to film. On to the stuff you need. For this recipe, we will need a few things. Starting off, the mac and cheese. You might be surprised how difficult it is to make this without the actual macaroni and cheese. Next, we'll need a 2-quart saucepan, without any special coating as advised. Something that can hold about 6 cups of boiling water. A colander to strain the pasta when it's done cooking. They come in various sizes, and you should probably use a larger one than the one I have here. A timer. The pasta will take some time to cook. When it has not cooked enough, it can be crunchy or just horrible tasting. If it's cooked too long, then it can fall apart. To prevent this, we use the timer. About 2 tablespoons of butter or margarine. I use a little less than the instructions called for, but you can adjust to taste. And about a 1/4 cup of milk. You can use a little less if you want the sauce to be thicker. Now here's where it gets interesting. There are some optional items that you can add towards the end, however they must be fully cooked, such as crumbled bacon, diced grilled chicken, some ground beef, or cubed ham. The mac and cheese also makes an excellent side dish with chicken nuggets, sandwiches, hot dogs, or whatever you want really. With all of that out of the way, let's get cooking. Now, I wasn't kidding when I said this was an easy recipe. I will fill the saucepan about halfway. The instructions will say about 6 cups of water. I kinda just eyeball it. You want to have enough room so that the water can boil and still have room for the pasta without boiling outside of the pan. Then you set it to boil and wait. Depending on your setup, this can take a few minutes. I've increased the speed for the video, but find that it takes about 10 minutes overall. Whatever you do though, you will want to keep an eye on this, as it can make a mess if it boils over. This is the kind of thing that if you walk away from, you could boil all the water away, which could lead to the smoke detectors going off or damaged cookware. Once the water is boiling, we can stir in the pasta. Give it about 30 seconds and stir it again. This way it won't stick to the bottom of the saucepan. You will want to keep an eye on it to make sure that the water doesn't start to boil over, and if it does, you can reduce the heat a little, or remove a little of the water if there is too much. Next, we'll set the timer for what the box says, or you can adjust the time based on how you like your pasta. If you like it a little softer, you can give it an extra minute. If you want it more firm, take a minute off. After about a minute, you'll want to stir the pasta again, make sure it's not sticking to the bottom, and it should start to stir itself. While it's doing that, depending on your sink, you may want to prep it before you pour boiling hot water down it. In my case, the rental has a garbage disposal and some PVC pipes. I don't want to just dump boiling water down those. So, I'll use the sink stop and fill it about 2 to 4 inches of cold water. When the timer goes off, we'll strain the pasta. As you may have seen, I am using the Advanced Challenge colander. To prevent getting burned, I will rinse my hand off in the cold water before straining the pasta. Next, carefully, And I mean that you make sure you're watching what you're doing, but carefully and slowly pour out the water, catching the pasta within the colander. The real trick is to do all of this without burning your hand. Hence, you may want a bigger colander than the one I have here. You can add the pasta back to the saucepan, but you do not want to place it back on the heat. Find a different part of the stove or use a pot holder on top of a counter. Then we can add in the butter, and I'll stir it around a little to coat the pasta. I'll then add the cheese powder, and then stir in the milk. Once it's all mixed together, give it about 30 seconds to sit, and then stir it again. When dealing with powder, it helps giving it a little time to dissolve. Now, if you want to add optional toppings, such as bacon or grilled chicken, this is the perfect time. Put some in a bowl or on a plate, and you're done. What do you know? We have a nice bowl of mac and cheese. And that looks like victory. Any leftover mac and cheese should stay good in the fridge for about a day or two. When you go to microwave it, add about a teaspoon of milk and stir it just to keep it from drying out, and you should be good. And until next time, remember to cook the easy way. If you find this video entertaining, then like, share, and subscribe.
Everything I've worked for is resting on this moment. Don't know what I love more, the fight or the focus. I'm always in the shadows, hardly know that I exist. Think you're the best, but get ready for the plot twist. Watch this!